my man, Evan Gordon.
All right, yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah.
In sixth place with 50.5 points, Eric Yamasada.
Thank you so much.
In fourth place with 48 points. Excuse me, fifth place. There has been whiskey. Fifth place with 48 points, Jeremy Hadsel.
All right.
In fourth place with 40 points, Ryan Hardy.
Yeah, Ryan.
All right, now we're into the breakable stuff. In third place with 24.5 points, John Comio.
Yeah, John.
Good job, John.
In second place with 18 points. Wow, we had a ding-dong battle going for first and second.
Yeah, these two guys.
Chris.
Yeah, Chris.
And first place with 15 points, Dylan Wallace.
Yeah, Wallace.
Round 2 of the Highland Games. I know in my last video I said I wasn't going to travel around to do other Highland Game events. I'm a liar, because that's exactly what I did. I didn't get to train a whole lot because I signed up very last minute. It was, I think, a month in advance. So I just continued my normal day-to-day workouts, and then I would go, when I felt like it, to the park, throw the mace, kettlebell, and my rocks. One of the times I was throwing at the park, a car drove by and then turned around and came back, and the guy pulled over, rolled down his window and started yelling out to me, and was asking me if I ever heard of the Highland Games, and I was like, yeah man, I'm competing on Saturday. And he was like, oh no shit man, that's awesome, well like maybe I'll see you there. I'll be there to listen to the band, what are they called? The Tinky Winkers. No? Wicked Tinkers is what they're called. So I don't know if that guy saw me compete. I kind of forgot what he looked like, so I didn't really get to look for him, I guess. The night before the games, the park got hit with a microburst. It caused a little bit of confusion among the people who were orchestrating the games. Very hectic, I will say. At the start, which was strange because we ended up finishing early because everything ran real smooth after that. But the start was pretty hectic. I helped a bunch of people like set up tents, and the only reason I did that was because the lady asking me to help kept referring to me as the handsome young athlete. And if you're trying to get me to agree to anything, just call me the handsome young athlete, and I'm most likely gonna do it. Yeah, I helped out like a couple of her friends who were vendors set up their tent. Kind of helped her out because she was the one that was supposed to be signing up the athletes as they were coming in. Kind of helped her talk with the other people who were at a different tent that needed to do athlete stuff, and yeah, I just kept bouncing back and forth. The weather was great. The field being wet was not the best, but hey, you know, that's just what happens. Steven was out there almost a whole day, so that was cool having him out there. Mary's parents came out kind of later in the day, and I didn't realize how fast our rotations were going to go. I didn't think we were going to be done by 1:30 in the afternoon, so they got to see me do sheaf, stones, and weight over bar. I had two goals going into the games. I wanted to get the sheaf over the bar at least once, because I did not do that in March. And I wanted to get the caber at least up to my shoulder and off the ground. So they call it a pick. I wanted to get a good pick. And I achieved both those goals. We started the sheaf at 13 feet, which is 5 feet lower than we started at the Phoenix game. I think I got it on my second attempt. I got the sheaf over the bar, and I was happy with that. And then they moved up in increments of 3 feet, I think. So the next one was 16 feet, and I didn't even get anywhere close to that. But I got it at 13, and I got it over the bar once, and that's all I wanted, and so I'm happy with that. Back in March, the caber kind of freaked me out. I think I watched too many videos on people like hurting themselves or almost hurting themselves with the caber, so I was like pretty hesitant about really trying to get it up to my shoulder. So I just like, every time it started tipping, I just let it fall. Because one thing they tell you is like, if it starts going, just get out of the way and let it go. Because if it bounces up and you try to catch it or you try to stop it with your hand, like you will break something. It's a fucking log, right? My first attempt, you see me, I try to get the caber bending down. I'm about to get a pick, and then I just feel it going, and I just let it go because I still had a little bit of fear going into it. My second attempt, I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna do what I thought I was gonna do, or told myself I was gonna do, and just get it up to my shoulder as fast as humanly possible. Because the longer you wait while that thing's standing up, the longer it has to tip over. I held it, got it steady, got down, not all the way down to a full squat, but I just like grabbed it and just popped it up and managed to get it up to my shoulder. And I was like, oh hell, so I just started running. And then I ended up dumping it because I started running too fast when I didn't really have a good hold on it. And then Dylan, the guy with the long hair and the red kilt, get it up to your shoulder, let it like get balance, and then start going. So on my third attempt, that's what I did. Yeah, so that works. You just gotta get that damn thing up to your shoulder and off the ground as fast as possible and just fucking run with it. I didn't flip the caber, but I got it to my shoulder, which is what I wanted to do, so both goals accomplished. My second attempt at weight for distance, you can see me lined up, I throw. Dylan's supposed to be marking where I throw. Ryan is what they call shagging. So Dylan marks where I throw, Ryan will pick up the weight and bring it back to the next person who throws. Dylan was busy talking with Ryan, giving him pointers on how to throw better, and you know, because that's just how Dylan is. He wants to win. He's very competitive. He wants to win, but he also wants everyone to do very well, which is just like it's such a weird dynamic. But you could just tell he's such a genuinely good guy. But then when he fucks up on his own throws, he gets so mad. So you can tell he's very competitive, but he also wants everyone to do really well. And he's like the coolest guy to have on the field with you. He's talking to Ryan and he's trying to give Ryan pointers, and I throw the weight and he's just oblivious. Like he didn't even realize I threw the weight. And Ryan, you can kind of see Ryan gesture a couple times, like, "Are you gonna mark? Because you're the one with the stick. You gotta mark." And when it finally dawned on Dylan, he was just like, "Oh my god, fuck! I'm so sorry."
Oh, I'm so fucking sorry. Oh my god. I'm sorry. You find it? I'm sorry.
It's all good. He wasn't paying attention. 26-9.
And the funniest part about that was he was so like not paying attention that he was apologizing to John, who was the guy throwing after me, and not instead of me. Like it was my throw that he missed, not John's. But it was funny. Anyway, so because of that, because he wasn't paying attention, John went out to where he thought the weight landed, and I wasn't paying attention enough to see where I threw either, so it's kind of on me as well. He walked it out a couple of feet further than where the weight actually landed. And you can see I put a red arrow to where the weight actually landed and an X where John told Dylan to plant the stick. So I think she said it was like 26 feet, 5 inches or something like that. And there's just no way in hell that a 145-pound guy threw a 42-pound weight 26.5 feet. I didn't count that, but I did outthrow my last weight for distance in the Phoenix Games. Threw further in Braemar, open, lightweight for distance, heavyweight for distance, and the heavy hammer. I threw in all 5 of those events. I threw further in the Prescott Games than I did in the Phoenix Games. So that's pretty good. There are 9 events, and 5 of those 9 doing better than I did last time. I'm pretty happy with those numbers. But yeah, that was just hilarious. Dylan was like, oh, like, and then after that, he was just on the ball. Every time he just like watched the weight intently, hit the ground, and he was right there with the stick ready to mark it, which was hilarious. Another point in the games where we were doing the weight over bar, and we started at 9 feet, which in Phoenix back in March we started at 10, and I made it over 10 cleanly in Phoenix. This time I don't really think I did. Anyway, you can see I slowed it down. The weight hits the bar and kind of brings the bar down on the way over.
They ran into the water, and I'm just like.
I think the way they usually judge it is that the weight is going over, hits the bar, and brings the bar down on the back end. They'll count it as good. Mine kind of hit the bar on the way up, dragged it down, and then rolled over. Technically, I don't think that should have counted, but she counted it as a clear. When I go back and watch the footage, I don't think it should have counted. I wasn't really paying attention, obviously, because I'm like throwing the weight like this and I wasn't looking at it. But looking at the footage now, I can definitely see that it shouldn't have counted, but it counted in her eyes. Something pretty cool happened though. I heard somebody in the crowd say something about, oh hey, I just saw that guy's video, and I turned and I looked at him, I'm like, me? And he was like, yeah, I just watched your video like yesterday. And I was like, oh, cool, man. Hey, what's your name? And so his name's Kevin. Yeah, he was a super cool guy. I talked with him a little bit. We joked about, me being the smallest person on the field. Again, because I am, and I always will be. And I think I should probably really look into it and see if I am the world's smallest Highland Games athlete, because I'll be all right with that title. That'd be kind of cool. Got done early, and then afterwards, I got what I wanted. I got a fat burger and a nice cold beer, and all was right in the world. And it was a great day. And Stephen kept telling Mary that I just looked like I was having the time of my life. But it is the most fun you can have with your clothes on, to me. That's all, I guess.
Yeah. I just don't want to waste everyone's time.
Don't. It's your turn. You can do it.
No, it's all good. I'm just here to have a good time. I'm not here to win.
I know, but if you need it.
Because if I wanted to win, I'd beat all these guys. No problem. They know it.
He's not trying to make us look bad.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy.
You, idiot, don't play with stuff while I'm recording. Back in... Oh my god. Fucking cats. Shut up!